We are not going to be Big Daddy's Chicken, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to be there. Although I shout out to my girl Aisha in the building, and she just said, she was like, hey, it's Oak Cliff. I know where it's located at. Says she'll take me. That's okay. I'll take that, though. Man, shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody tuned in. Stargate affiliates, everybody came over here. I saw it. Said Voch sent me. That's what's up. We love it.
Hello?
We actually love it. Yeah, we got you, brother.
What's happening?
Oh man, I mean, everybody was coming through this thing. I thought you was going to be showing up from Big Daddy's. Apparently, I don't know.
So I'm from Natchez, Mississippi, but I live in Houston. I know nothing of this native Dallas stuff. And somebody in my chat was like, yo, Voch, I got to take it to the hood so we can get Big Daddy's chicken. And there's so much wrong with that sentence, bro. Like, I'm never going back to nobody hood driving over potholes just to get chicken. I'm not driving past 12 chicken places to go get chicken from somewhere dangerous.
And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
from some character that I got to call Big Daddy. I'm not going to be able to do it. So not going. What's up, yo?
Yeah.
What's good? What's good, John?
I mean, maybe somebody could bring it to you, though. Maybe just give the vicinity. They can just drop it off for you.
DoorDash ain't going.
DoorDash. No. I mean DoorDash. I mean one of the faithful followers might bring it your way. Is all I'm saying. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is the Stargate Live Show every Wednesday, 8 p.m. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Obviously, you already know what it is. We got our special guest in the building, Voch Lombardi. Man, appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. We're going to talk about, we got some burning questions. We're going to get into this Washington football team game, different things of that ilk. Give it a like, give it a share. Real quick, we got my guy, Professor O, in the building. My girl, Stargate Beauty, a.k.a. Mary Ella. Or, I like you switched it back. You used to be Margarita Mary. I see you went back to the Stargate Beauty.
Well, no, it's Margarita. It's still
okay, well, you ain't changed it over here. Okay, all right. And, of course, our guy's going to deliver the sermon here. If you have not tuned in before, our guy will deliver a sermon here at the end of the night. Spooney, up there in big New York. I think you're going to be in the building, right? Spooney, you're going to be in the building for the Washington game, right? Man, you got to unmute yourself, brother. Rookie mistake.
Excuse me. Yes, possibly I should be in the building. 99.9%. 50-yard lines, row 4 behind Cowboys bench. I'm going to start some trouble.
Okay.
And yeah, that's me.
There it is, man. Turn it up. With that being said, man, we're on a limited schedule here. Typically when you come in, we kind of recap the game. You know what? Thursday night game a little bit longer. We got some burning questions down this stretch. So we're not going to talk too much about the Saints game. Just real quick, I'm going to round table this thing. Coming out of it, most important thing to your guy, Knicks, man, we got a dub. And I'm going to leave it at that. Voch, big thing for you coming out of the Saints game is what?
We got a dub. Shit. I mean, that's the Saints. That's a good defense. That was in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? You take wins like that all day, every day, no problem. You look at the last 3 teams that won the Super Bowl, they was winning ugly games right around this time of year. So I take ugly games all day, every day.
That part. Professor O.
We got the turnover train going again. Yes. That's the biggest thing. I mean, we talked about it multiple times. When the turnover battle, you have a 78% chance of winning the game. So I was excited to see that come back, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, that part. Mariella.
Yeah, no injuries, no significant injuries. So that's always important at this time of year.
Well, pause. We might have to talk about Pollard. But outside of Pollard,
but
that was late. We didn't know. Yeah, coming out of the game, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm definitely. Spooney, number one thing coming out of this Saints game. Like I said, we're going to move quick and do that because we got some burning questions tonight. What you got, Spoon?
I mean, listen, since everybody's agreed there was an ugly win, and we happy with ugly win, I'm going to change it up. I'm going to say young players on defense continuing to build up their milestones. We got Diggs, who had another interception. We had Parsons, who got a sack. They keep building themselves up for Defensive Player of the Year. We got 2 young players right now in the top 3 voted for Defensive Player of the Year, and you can be excited about that.
That part. Okay. We won. We took care of business. We got there pretty unclean, as Mary talked about. Ugly win, good defense, as Voch talked about, because, the thing that we talked about leading up to that game, like, hey, guys, this, we try to tell everybody, hey, man, this defense is good, right? This defense is good. So to go in there and get the job done and get back on the winning track to set us up at 8-4 for this final stretch. But there's some burning questions about this final stretch, though. Got to have some. We got 5 of them. We're going to run through 5 of these burning. And again, watching this offensive line, let's start off with number 1. All right, let's get to it.
Sure. And also, too, let me just say this: like, we ain't gotta rush the show.
Oh no! I want look because these questions are going to take us a while. That same stuff, we won, we flushed it. I don't want to hear it. Look in these comments, like we didn't run the ball enough, do this enough, do that. No. We got to win. We on to the future.
All I'm saying,
we can sit in.
All I'm saying, though, I saw you hold J Tuck hostage for 6 hours. I just ain't want this to be one of them. You know what I'm saying?
No, we good now. I just want to get the Saints out the way. Now we can kick our feet up. talk about these questions and whatnot, and let's really get into it.
All right, cool.
O-line,
Go ahead. Cool.
yeah, O-line line up the rest of the way, Voch. What you feeling? Is it important even? What do you think in general about this offensive line down the stretch with these last 5 games?
I mean, it should be clear, man. Like, when we talk about missing our best players, they're like, oh, well, we was missing Amari Cooper, we was missing CD Lamb and Blake Jarwin, but I was just in the back hating, just had this nasty little face. I was like, well, you're missing Connor Williams too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just ain't want to make it a big deal because Cowboy fans like to hate on players that they hate on for without doing the research, without looking deep into whatever. But then all of a sudden, as a Cowboy fan collective, everybody love Connor Williams now, so now it's cool to love Connor Williams. I hate it, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I hope that that in the future we don't have to, experiment to see things like this. I don't want to lose good continuity. I don't want my run game to be kind of weird on the left side for 3 weeks just because you don't like Connor Williams moving forward. I understand, sometimes Cowboy fans like to back up better than the first string guy. But hell, if you rushing against everybody, you know what I'm saying, with Connor Williams, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, my guy. So I think that's fair. And shouts out to Terrence Steele, man. He's done very serviceable. He's done his job as a swing fella. But let's get Lael up in there. First of all, like when you put Terrence Steele in there, Terrence looks small next to Zach Martin, but Lael look bigger than Zach Martin. Just the optics of it looks a little different. He moves better than Terrence. He's mauling people again. He's getting that body up under him. I think you should let Lael keep playing because you know that there's a Pro Bowl tackle on the other side of that. Terrence Steele is good to serviceable. I don't think he's Pro Bowl tackle guy. We may like Terrence Steele because of the expectations of what we had for Terrence Steele. Some people not liking Leo Collins because he make $10 million, So just play the better guys, and this should be easy. Then there's the big three that we ain't got to talk about. Zach and Tyron and all those guys. We ain't got to talk about them, but those other cats, they cool.
Yeah, Spooney. What do you think, man? This lineup the rest of the way. What are you looking for? What do you think, man? What does this team need to do here down the stretch?
I mean, they got to put the best guys that we know they can play. I agree with what Voch was saying about Leo Collins. He's experienced. He's a former Pro Bowler. We understand that last season you only played, I think, 1 game under Mike McCarthy and none this year. At the same time, Terrence Steele is still a young player. He's still growing. We are going to crunch time into the playoff with experienced defenses. And, I don't think it's a good thing to have somebody there who's learning on the fly. You want to have somebody there who's with experience who knows how to play already, in my opinion. So I would keep Leo Collins right there at right tackle, in my opinion. As far as the guard position, I mean, listen, Connor Williams had a lot of penalties. Make no mistake about it. Some were questionable, some were legit. If with Connor McGovern, that's another project. Just because he did solid on the right side for 2 games, we're talking about him going to the left side now and starting the rest of the way. I don't agree with that. I would keep Connor Williams right there. You want unity. You want guys who are familiar with each other.
Right.
It's not a one-on-one thing, but when these guys block up front, it's a communication they have. They're committed with each other. They're familiar with each other. You want to keep that going. That builds up better chemistry.
Right. I mean, kind of a continuity thing, right, Mary?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't want them to move Connor Williams from the beginning. I understand the penalties, but it's just not working with Connor McGovern at all. And we need our run game to work this late in the year. We need our passing protection to be better this late in the year. And I'm with everything that Voch said earlier.
And of course, Professor, it's something we talked about here a lot because that's kind of what Cowboys Nation got on, right? Was the penalties and everything. And not saying that the front office and the staff said, oh, everyone's kind of about these penalties or whatever. We want to kind of see McGovern. I'm not getting into all that per se, but with the penalties and whatnot, we kind of discussed here and broke it down that all penalties aren't created equal. And at times, right, Williams is kind of struggling on things. So for you looking at this thing with the 5-game stretch, what do you think, Professor O?
I mean, I just want to see the original starting 5 offensive linemen out there. We haven't seen them all together a single time. Like, not a single snap this season have we had all 5 of our projected starting linemen out there. Continuity is big, and especially when you have a guy like Tyler who's new to the position, not new to the position, but new in the NFL as a starter. He still doesn't even have a full 16 games under his belt. And then you have another guard right next to him, so you have 2 guys in the interior that don't have a lot of experience there. I just think it's a bad matchup. And if you look at what Connor Williams was doing earlier in the year, I know the penalties are the easy thing to gravitate towards And a lot of fans have this narrative where they're thinking about Connor Williams in 2018, 2019, where they're saying he's getting blown up in the backfield, he's getting pushed over. It's really not the case. If you watch the film, it's not really the reality at all. He actually did a fairly good job. And believe it or not, the run game actually averaged more yards running behind Connor Williams than any other spot in the offensive line. We were averaging 5.9 yards a pop running behind him. So if he's not strong enough to hold up the front, how is that possible? It's not, is the answer to it. So I think what we need to do as fans is a lot of fans have no problem moving on saying, teams are different from year to year. Teams get better, teams get worse. But fans have a hard time doing that with players. Like Voch said, fans have this mindset of what Anthony Brown is and what Connor Williams is based on previous notions, and they're not willing to let that go. They're still thinking about what he did in the past and holding that against him now. And again, some of the penalties, like the Patriots game, for instance, Connor Williams had a holding call where Tyler Biada's man he missed his man. He missed the block. Right. If he didn't grab him, Dak's getting destroyed on a third down, and that basically ends the game right there. Sometimes you have to make a play and say, hey, me taking a holding call is better than us giving up a sack fumble and ending the game. So yeah, it's just the way it goes.
Plus, if somebody taps you on the shoulder and said, listen, man, I'm going to give you 45 points, you're going to lead the league in rush. You just got to have 3 penalties per game from this dude. I'll take it. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you take it, you walk away.
I mean, it's better than getting blown up the whole time.
Right. And the thing was, it's like, if they wanted to make the switch from the coaching staff or whatever, we're not privy to everything behind the scenes and what's going on in practice and whatnot. Okay. But why, to me, you're going to Kansas City, why do it whenever you don't have Tyron Smith at left tackle? Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like the combination anyways, what happened there. But back to the actual question of this offensive line down the stretch, I think continuity is big. And definitely looking at the Saints game and going back and look at the film, man, there's a little bit of it's a mixed bag. Like you're looking at the players like, okay, did they really understand their assignment in the blocking? Did the running back read it wrong? Right. And just at different times to me, and what I looked at and saw, I was like, okay, this offensive line isn't responding the right way because they're doing too much. They're moving it around and they need to get back to it. You said it best. Can we see what the starting five is supposed to be? Can we do that? I mean, can we at least see that down the stretch? And then if something goes wrong, okay, maybe we do something. But for me, when I look at communication and having an issue there, to me, that's just continuity, and they need to get back to that. Voch, anything on that standpoint when you saw the tape this week from the Saints game?
I mean, continuity helps you in a couple places, right? Like if you're Tyron and if you're with somebody that you trust or whatever on your combo blocks, right? You'll go, okay, well, maybe I need to hold this a little longer because I'm dealing with this guy. Or I know Connor Williams is going to reach that guy, so I ain't even got to look that way. Things like that to where continuity kind of works a little bit. I kind of hate when Mike McCarthy and Joe Philbin and them start to talk about continuity because they want to talk about this. We've been playing together for like 3 weeks. That's nothing to me because I'm talking about these years, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Connor Williams got years with Tyron Smith. Leo got years with Zach Martin. So I would rather the years worth of continuity than the handful of weeks that Joe Philbin on coke, man. I can't stand it. I hate it, bro. Like listen, man. Listen, bro, we always come on here and we always talk about the Jason Garrett era, right? We always talk about hating favoritism. We always talk about picking your favorite guys and not letting the best guys play. All of a sudden, Terrence Steele need to play over Leo Collins. All of a sudden, it's cool that Lil Connor's playing over Big Connor. Well, you're paying for it right now. You're paying for it. I hope you get it, sir. I hope you get it.
Yeah, now Jerry came out and said that, hey, the level of play from Collins is still the same.
I'm sorry. Who said that?
Yeah, Jerry Jones came out here on the 105.3 The Fan, said the level of play is the same between Steele and Collins.
Yo, Nix, let me ask you a question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you had $1 billion, would you sit on your boat and chill, or would you watch film on damn Terrence Steele?
Yeah, man, that boat out there looks lovely.
You know what you did? You know what you did, Nix, with your $1 billion? You know what you did? You walked in, you asked Joe Philbin, what do you think? And Joe Philbin picked his favorite guy, and Jerry was like, all right, I agree. That's what the hell happened. Get Joe Philbin old ass up out of here.
But no, I think Joe Philbin did a great job last year. Low key, I think he did a great job last year. This year, I'm blaming it on COVID because he's been out with COVID for 2 weeks. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not his fault. But I'm with you. Like, they got to get back to that. Chalk Talk here says, y'all want a 2019 Collins and it ain't happening. Bruh, I don't.
Collins was your best grader run blocker last week, sir.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how to even really address that, to be honest with
I
you.
mean, 2021 Collins is better than Terrence Steele. Let's be clear.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. It's like we're trying to reinvent the wheel almost on this offensive line, mid-season to a certain extent, and I think it's I don't understand why we're trying to do that be problematic. And again, I think you have more than a sample size enough to understand Connor Williams at left guard. And here's where I'm at for the over totality when it comes to this offensive line the rest of the way is line up your guys. Let's go. Let's get hot down the stretch. Let's figure it out. I think it's Connor Williams, clear, point blank. You put him at left guard. Look, if they want to roll with Steele at right tackle, it wouldn't be what I would choose. But okay, let's do that, and then let's roll, and then let's go, and let's get it that way and make it happen. But to me, I think obviously it should be Collins, it should be Williams, barring injury, move forward, and go from there. Matt Owen, you're 5 the rest of the way. You agree, disagree, or what do you think? Or what is your take on this offensive line the rest of the way?
Yeah, I want the original starting 5 out there. I want to see what they can do. And if they struggle, we know we have 2 different guys that have some experience and we can put them in if we need to. And I'll be honest with you, I'm more concerned with Connor Williams going back to left guard than who plays right tackle. Because it's been a drastic drop-off in our run game and our pass pro because we're getting a lot of interior pressure. And that wasn't happening as much, or at least at the same clip as it is now. So,
hey, who we playing this weekend? Hey, who we playing this weekend?
Some team from Washington.
Yeah. Say what he wants to about their overall defense. What about them defense tackles they got over there?
Oh, Allen, Payne.
Yeah, Payne.
Yeah. I mean, they're nasty. Yeah. This is, I don't know how you rank them. I don't know if they're number 2 or number 3, but they're one of the best interior pass rushes we played this year. The Eagles had one, and obviously Tampa up there too. But yeah, this defensive line, even without Chase Young, obviously he's out, but I mean, they can get after the quarterback. They have some good pass rushers, and interior pressure is the easiest way to rattle a quarterback because no quarterback wants the pressure up their face. They want it on the outside where they can step up and move around. They don't want to have to roll out of the pocket, and if you have interior pressure, that's what happens. A lot of times the quarterbacks end up rolling into the outside pass rushers because the pocket's breaking down and they have to abandon, and that's where you start getting turnovers and bad passes and things like that. So if I have to fortify anything, it's up front. At least give me a couple of seconds to throw the ball. And I don't think we're going to have that if we keep up with Connor McGovern right now. And again, I'm not even down on him. I think next year, let's experiment that again. Right now, I want Connor Williams because I've seen both play, and it's a pretty big drop off right now.
The Washington football characters are rolling out some jabroni named James Smith Williams and Casey Toohill. I ain't worried about the outsides.
Exactly. Exactly. Which the run game should be designed to go outside. Don't be dumb and running up the gut. Let's get to the edges.
Scramble for that on the outside, please. Don't stress me out. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, Mary, I mean, we threw a pitch out here to old Pollard, and he went to the house, and who knew running the ball outside might work a little bit. I mean, who knew?
And then it wasn't just a fluke either because we tried it again, and Zeke, even hobbled, still got a nice gain.
Yeah, still got like 11 yards with one knee.
Yeah,
Zeke jogged as hard as he ever jogged in his life that 8 yards.
Yes.
Yeah,
it worked.
So, with that being said, let's get to question number 2. Okay, as it pertains to the 5 burning questions about the Cowboys the rest of the way. Can Kellen Moore return to form? Guys, lady, Spooney, what do you think about Kellen Moore and what he's done so far here over this stretch?
Mike McCarthy's back, right? So I think he'll be fine. I think we learned that. In the beginning, people was already saying he's the next head coach. McCarthy's out of here, X, Y, and Z. But McCarthy wasn't feeling so good in the Saints game, and we seen how Kellen Moore can't get away from the run or what's working. It wasn't the best. But under Mike McCarthy being back, and I keep telling folks, Ben McAdoo, it's a blessing to have him there. That's the one. Ben McAdoo was doing some good things in Green Bay under McCarthy, very experienced. So as a call it a mentor, co-worker, whatever, Kellen Moore needs that. So I think he'll return to form because he's gonna have the right guys around him.
Ice cold water over there, sir.
My bad. I was talking to the box and my keys tied into the thing. So my fault. My bad.
No. You good. Kellen Moore, Mary. The savant, right? In the earlier weeks. Oh, no way in hell. Look, I mean, we had Cowboys fans saying, "Hey, Mike McCarthy be damned. I don't care. We want to fire Mike McCarthy, make Kellen Moore the head coach." We went through the stretch. Teams go through it. Return to form. But where you feeling Kellen Moore down the stretch? What do you think? Can he get back to the form earlier in the season?
I mean, he definitely can. I don't really understand why he got away from that. But it's painfully obvious watching it. And I mean, we've seen it, so we know he can do it. So it's just a matter of if, and with these division games, we know Washington really well, we know Philly really well, we know the Giants really well. This is when we usually have a lot of fun. So I expect to have a lot of fun.
Professor, a lot of fun. Is Kellen Moore getting back to fun for Cowboys fans and Cowboys Nation down the stretch?
I mean, I hope so. I think Blake Jarwin's injury was something that I didn't think it was going to impact the offense as much as it is, because earlier in the season we were playing in 12 personnel. For those that don't know, this one back, two tights. We were in that about 35, 36% of the time, and it's dropped off quite a bit since then. We're not running the same personnel, and that's impacting some of the run game. There's just things like we haven't seen a lot of creativity lately. We did see a flea flicker. It was doomed from the start. It was ugly. We've seen a couple plays here and there where we had the Cedric Wilson direct snap and the Tony Pollard plays. Like we just see a little bit, but there's just not a lot of creativity in terms of like using bunch formations to get quick separation, or a lot of receivers moving in motion, things like that to get the defense off guard. So I'd like to see more of that, but I don't think he's doing a terrible job. It's just when things are going so well and then something shifts, suddenly everybody starts to panic, saying like, what happened? Did he forget how to coach? Is it the offensive line? Is it the quarterback? Is it everybody? And it's easy to because we all want a scapegoat. We want to be like, that's guy. If we can fix it, we can get rid of him. Everything's fixed. And that's just not the reality in football. Sometimes you just go through slumps. So I think as our offensive line gels, or we go back to the original five and we get extra guys back in, we should see some improvement, because early in the season, we had Connor McGovern playing fullback. He was playing tight end. What happened with that? We're not seeing Connor Williams do that. We're not seeing Terrence Steele do that when Collins is in, or vice versa. We're just not seeing a lot of the same things we saw earlier. So I don't know if it's injury related or what, but hopefully we get back to that quickly.
For me, Voch, and I kind of said, the one thing that we kind of get sometimes is, well, Dak can't be great unless everything's perfect around him. And for me, at times, I kind of feel like you're saying Dak, but what you should say is Kellen Moore. That's kind of how I felt at times. Whenever everything's perfect around Kellen Moore on the field, I think he's in his bag. When things are off schedule for him, injury-wise or player personnel-wise, then it's a mixed bag a little bit. Do you think Kellen Moore can return to form now that we are getting back to full strength? What are your feelings about Kellen Moore here going down the stretch?
I mean, there's that, but you can say the same thing about Pat and Andy Reid. You can say the same thing about Sean McVay, whoever the hell he got playing quarterback that year. Even if he upgrades that quarterback, if it look a little funny to him, it's going to end up being a little shitty. Can I cuss on your show? On y'all show?
Hey, it's fine, brother.
Spooney does it every single time.
Yeah, Spooney. Yeah, it's fine.
Wow,
quick story time, real quick. Last year, every time we cuss, we put $1 in the cup, and then we donated it to veterans suicide and everything. This year, we was trying to clean it up and whatnot. However, for tonight, and tonight only with Voch here, fuck it. Say what we want to say.
I mean, I got a little money to put in the jar, man. Set up a little cash out. We can do that. Shit.
I bet. Let's do it. And we'll donate any cuss word. All right, so whoever's in here right now, going forward, keep track of all the cuss words that are said tonight, and all of us will chip in, no matter who it is, and we'll donate it to a good cause. And definitely, how about Holly's Helping Hands? We'll give it to Holly's Helping Hands tonight. That's what we'll do.
I should have said that, because I'm about to light this shit up. But what was I saying though? But yeah, so but that happens with Pat and Andy. It happens with whoever. When you lose your guys, you're gonna look a little different. I think I know offense pretty well, like humbly, right? But if I walk into a room and say, all right, Voch, you got Noah Brown this weekend, right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do this, and this ain't gonna be right, and Coop got COVID, and Lamb gonna get double covered. What you gonna do, Voch? I'm ugh. versus defenses that want to smoke you. You know what I mean? Like, teams step up to players. You know what I mean? The Saints ain't no bad defense, bro. Like, so yeah, it's gonna look a little different. I think Amari Cooper is, look, man, I already think that he top tier, and Say what you want to say about that cat, man. Cowboy fan be wanting to trade him. I don't pay it no attention. It made me sick. But that dude, everything trickles down from him. He may have, a 2-catch game or something, but you're not paying him to get 10 catches a game. You paying Amari Cooper to not have to live life without him. You know what I'm saying? So when Coop's in the game, and all of a sudden Lamb start, getting one-on-one and Gallup over there with some civilian and Jarwin wide open because nobody covering him, and your run game starts to working again, bro. Like Coop puts all this together, but that's everybody. So now look, can Kellen be better? Can Dak be better? Sure, 100%. But throwing the ball to Noah Brown depresses me too. So we'll be we'll be all right slowly but surely. We got a big three on just the wide receiver core. Some people got a big three on their offense. We have a big three on our receiver core and a big three on our offensive line, bro. We'll be just fine.
Yeah. So Kellen gets back to his bag.
Yeah, Kellen will be fine. Plus, when you winning and all your guys there, it's a lot more fun. Kellen was probably calling a lot of that shit because it was fun to call. I got Coop this week. Oh, we finna do a you know what I'm saying? So nah, man, nothing.
All right. So we're doing the cuss counter. Apparently, in stars, my guy looking crazy in the building. We're up to 2 so far. Hey, look, yeah, 2, and look, we'll divvy it up or whatever. So here's the thing: if you do run it up, Voch, we'll kind of all bevy the burden here. We ain't gonna make you do it per person or do anything else. We'll just bevy it up. We'll figure it out and we'll make it happen. All right. Yeah, that part. We'll leave a tip and everything. And of course, any cuss word, y'all keep it going. We keep it. My guys keeping it up, and we're going to donate it to Holly's Helping Hands for the holidays. Is what we'll do the rest of the way. A little smidge and recall back to what we used to. Hey, look, Mary, you're back. Hey. With that being said. Again, the run game calling is somewhat puzzling to me about Kellen Moore. Look, I think pass concepts and everything else with the big three and whatnot and Dak and everything, I think get back to the bag. I do think we talked about that a lot, as Matt O talked about earlier, is the 12 personnel before and after, if you will, has been kind of like night and day. But there's been other injuries on the backside since Jarwin to maybe possibly skew that view some. I did see somebody earlier talk about Jarwin on the back end. I'll be honest with you, from everything I've heard, I don't know if anybody's heard different. It sounds like they're slow playing it, but he's not going to be back this season. That's just kind of where Jarwin is.
As of yesterday, McCarthy said they're optimistic he could return. He's eligible to return as soon as possible, but I'd say it's pretty unlikely unless maybe like Arizona, the last game against Philly. I don't think he's coming back before that.
Yeah, Sean, I'm over here in the greater East Texas area, brother. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just, get back to that and we'll see what happens. But the run game, a little bit of creativity. And of course, back to the first question, the offensive line, you get that solidified. Maybe Kellen Moore is able to maybe call some different things when it comes to the run game and whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. Yes. Can he do it? Absolutely. I think the big thing that people lose focus of at times, he's still a young play caller in this league. Mm-hmm. So at times he's still finding his legs. He's going to have bumps. And for anyone that thought we were going to go, look, I'm never going to say we're going to just out and out lose a game, but to understand and think that we were going to go 16-1 and not have some trials and tribulations here, okay, I mean, it's foolish at times. So we've went through that. We've come through the other side. We're healthy now. And I've said many times before, I'm not concerned about this team until we're at full strength. And then we're at full strength and things go awry. Then talk to me about what needs to be worried about. Well, we're about to be full strength for the first time, really all year for the most part. Well, bet. Line them up, let's run them. And now we can really dictate and see what's going on. Question number 3. A little bit, we had decided on this question earlier today. With the Pollard did not practice, the Edo Smith signing. Don't know if we can really do it now. He's got the 10 days. We saw the dragging the leg against the Saints. Time to risk Zeke for one game, possibly going down this thing. Maybe we can't do that now. But if you could steal a game, we'll call it that way. If you could steal a game for Zeke here against Washington, which we don't know if we can do that, would you sit Zeke for a game to get him fully healthy down the stretch? Anybody can jump in.
Would. Yeah, I definitely would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would.
Can you now with Ito? With Ito and Iffy Pollard, though? Mary, that.
I mean, I think it's a moot point now. I think the time to do it was against New Orleans.
Right. but you missed the New Orleans window. It is
Yeah.
here now. Oh, can you sit Zeke now?
I mean, you can, but they're not going to. I mean,
They're not
his
going to.
value in pass pro alone, they're not going to sit him. If he can play, even if, playing him and giving him 20 carries is different than playing him and giving him 8 carries and a couple of receptions. Like, if you just distribute the workload effectively, I think we can still play him and still give him his rest. Plus, he had 10 days of rest now. We don't know what Zeke looks like today versus what he looked like last time we saw him. He might be a little bit quicker and a little bit more spry. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to sit him, but if you could, I would have done it last week or even this week. But again, that's not happening. He's going to play.
Voch, did they miss the window last week? Did they screw the pooch a little bit, maybe?
Listen, man, Zeke in charge. Mike McCarthy ain't got enough rank to sit Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Like some guys, you can tell what to do. I'm sure somebody tapped, because look, man, like, we fans or whatever, like us at this table, like, we're high level fans, but we still, like, you know what I mean? But we can see it, right? So I expect the people that make millions of dollars, right, hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, they look at the film and they go, man, dog, Zeke ain't right. Maybe we should sit him. I'm sure somebody says, Zeke, you gotta sit. And Zeke probably said, I'm not gonna sit. Just like when we was watching Hard Knocks and shit. Yo, Dak, you might want to chill, and Dak will sneak his ass in there anyway, because he's Dak and he does what he wants to do. Mike McCarthy ain't got enough rank to sit Zeke. So Zeke hurting his team. I'm sure he sees it, but he one of them too tough for your own good guys. So man, it's gonna take something bigger than this to stop Zeke. That's unfortunate. I think the only game you can rest him is 18 versus the Eagles. If we don't have the bye week and nothing like that, and we just trying to get to the playoffs healthy, I think that's when it makes sense for Zeke to sit down on his own accord. Besides that, can't nobody tell Zeke what to do.
Spooney, does somebody from this front office? Well, we'll go above the coaching pay grade. We'll go to the big dogs. We'll go to Steven and Jerry. Does somebody from this front office need to save Zeke from himself? Now, granted, maybe the knee's progressing and it's going to be okay. Me personally, I'm not a doctor. Watching him, as we talked about him, would you say other Voch jogged the best he could ever for the 8 yards to the outside?
The boy labored.
He did.
Right? Labored as hard as he could.
Yeah, I'm not buying that 10 days is getting him back to where he was prior to getting banged up against Denver and what we've seen. So to save him from himself, does Steven and Jerry need to step in your opinion? Or, hey, he's a warrior. Hold on, Voch in the chin. You got it. Hit the Zeke.
Huh?
Hit that chin.
What happened? What I missed?
There it is. Yeah. I mean, I mean, Zeke just said, I ain't sitting out. Does somebody need to save Zeke from himself, Spoon?
I mean, listen, today he had an interview and the reports came out that he had an MRI. And he said that, first of all, nobody is going to sit him down. That's what he said. You're going to have to drag him off the field. And on top of that, he says that he'll be fully healthy at least 3 more weeks. But he said he's getting better every game. Now, when I hear that, every player is going to say they're good. Unfortunately, he's not that good. Something's wrong. His knee is sore, whatever. He needs a rest. Now, this Washington game, I was suit him. Don't get me wrong, I would play him, but at the same time, I would just be conscious of the workload I would give him. That's what I would do with him. And this is not just the Washington game; it's going forward until we know for sure how healthy he is. I think E12 Smith was a good signing to the practice squad. He knows Dan Quinn. He's a solid running back. And I think, in my opinion, this watches is snap count. The same way they did D-Law last week, the same thing you do with Zeke.
Cooper, same thing with him. You know what I'm saying? Coop
15.
played. He was suited up. I mean, we had to deal with Noah Brown for 18 snaps, but Tony's better than Noah or whoever the hell going to be playing running back. I can deal with those guys for 15 snaps and Zeke get his 12 or so snaps and we'll be fine with that. You know what I mean? So I would love to do that, but Zeke's in charge. So
well, I mean, hey, you know what? Remember that old show back in the day, Charles in Charge? Y'all know about I'm old. I'm old now.
I was born in
I love that show.
I love that show.
I have no clue what that is. What is that?
Charles in Charge.
Days.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Hey,
there you go.
Hey.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
perfect. I didn't
Yeah,
get to know
Boch,
much
hey,
either.
Boch, I'm gonna inbox you
fired.
some clips of Charles in charge.
Don't inbox me anything.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
no,
my
no.
side.
No, it's coming. You can't stop it, Botch.
I
You
will
can't
not.
stop it. It's
I
coming
will
now.
not, sir.
No, oh, you gonna see this Charles in charge.
I know
Anyway,
nothing about Charles.
but we gonna smooth and put Zeke in charge. Fair enough. I'm gonna send it to you though. With that being said, let's get to question number 4 in the burning five. The burning five tonight. We got some players coming back, ladies and gentlemen, on this defensive line. Some meat up front. Now, obviously, the heal from the 1 game suspension. Okay, whatever. But boy, we get that boy Gallimore first time all year. Getting that boy Gallimore. We got Gregory coming back, huh?
Come on, man.
Huh?
Come on, man.
Huh?
Come on, man.
Hey, man, we've been talking about this defense, and to me, I just like, oh, you know what? Whenever I talk about these guys coming back into the mix, I look at Osa, and I remember that Osa in the first half of the season, right? And now Osa's going to be able to get in that rotation again. And Diggy Azua's about to get that freshness to coming in, and we got another big body because Urban being out does a dirty work and hurt stuff. All right, come on, Gallimore, let's go. You won all these offseason. You showed us some things last year, okay? You won all these workout offseason accolades and everything. You were showing up. Everybody plugged that guy back in. And look, say what y'all want to about Tristan Hill. I caught a lot of flack for Tristan Hill last year. I said before his injury, as he was leading, I said, hey, man, Tristan Hill is flashing. He's showing something.
Yep.
And in the games that he was able to play so far before the suspension, he was showing me something. That Raiders game was good. Go dial up some of that tape. That's good stuff. It's good eating. And you're adding that back into the front at the perfect time against, as we talked about Gibson, with this run game that they're doing. And you're bringing these guys here to maybe help protect these linebackers even more because, Jesus Christ, we know some of these linebackers need help. I ain't talking about Michael Parsons, but I'm talking about LV, Neil. I'm kind of side-eyeing y'all. I mean,
all the rest of them that's not named Parsons, right?
Yeah, that part. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, man, I saw a guy put up there, hey, man, let's run a 5-1-5. And I said, you know what? Son of a bitch, I'm in. 5-1-5. You know what? Sign me up. Carson's kind of your 2 linebacker, though. 5-1-5 with Carson there. Okay, I'm just like, LV and Neil, I don't know what to do with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. But with these guys getting influx back into the defensive line, though, what are the expectations, right, that we're looking at here? Well, fuck it. Okay, crazy here. There's 5. But with that being said, the expectations now with this defense now kind of to the fullest point of being healthy, they're going to be going for it. Obviously, Urban's not coming back, right? We kind of understand that. But this front 7, best healthy they're going to be all year going down the stretch, guys. Where does that put y'all? Matt Owen, I'll start with you here on this one. Come on, talk to me. Expectations with this D-line and what's coming back and what's happening.
I mean, how could you not be excited? Like I've been Team Osa all season. Osa was my guy to watch 3 weeks in a row, and he's done a great job. But imagine going against a guy like Zach Martin. Obviously, they're on the same team, but an offensive guard of that caliber for an entire game, you're going to get tired, especially in the interior. You're getting double teams all the time. Like you're going to wear out. So imagine what he could do if he's playing 60% of the snaps and has that explosiveness consistently in all 60% of the snaps that he's in there. So I'm excited. I mean, Tristan, when he was in, was actually very productive. The last game he played before he got suspended he was one of our highest graded players. So I'm excited to see his growth. And then you get Neville Gallimore, who's kind of the question mark. Last year he was, really good, but we haven't seen him yet this year. So we'll see. That was the longest elbow injury of all time. Originally 4 to 6 weeks, and then 6 to 10 weeks, and then 14 weeks. So I'm glad he's back. And then we get Gregory. So now we're going to see what we can do with Parsons, Gregory, and Tank all at the same time. So yeah, I'm excited.
Question, man, was that really like just his elbow, or like were they just holding him out because we was winning? Because that's a
holding
long
him out.
time.
No, holding him out. Holding him out.
As soon as he got hurt, though, I said, whatever the timetable is, just go on the long end, because that's exactly Dallas never has like the benefit of the doubt where it's like 4 to 8 weeks and we get the guy back at 4 weeks. It's always the long side of it. So.
Yeah, they always lie about.
I'm just saying, man, because I done seen people. look, bro, because I seen people tear their ACL and come back faster than that, man.
You know what? Or realistically, what it was more than what they said, and that's the one thing about this coaching staff versus the prior coaching staff. And I'm not calling no names out, but there's certain people that had a direct line that could run this stuff out to everybody that we kind of knew. Like they shell game a lot more now. They just do a little bit to a certain extent. There's still certain dumb shit that they do for sure, right? There's still dumb stuff that they do in the media wise, but like I think they played with house money a little bit this round. I think they believed, hey, we're winning, we're rolling. It is what it is. And look, if we want to get to the in betweens, right? If we're talking about Steele versus Collins, well, Osa's their guy, not Gallimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So Osa's doing the job early. Well, we just keep chilling and let our guy play.
Well, see, Neville he's a Mike McCarthy guy though, but
he wasn't a Dan Quinn guy though.
He's not a Dan Quinn guy.
Right? But Osa's a Dan Quinn guy because whenever Osa got drafted, I was like, oh, we went back to back 3 ticks in the third round, back to back years. I thought that was very interesting.
I tell you what though, if Dan got a plan for Tristan, his ass got to have a plan for Osa.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Oh,
Look,
definitely.
we talked about it here as we were going through training camp, and we came over here, and one show was like, hey man, I think everybody's son's going to make it. Because, sometimes it can't body you draft some people, it's whatever. I was like, no. Because Kevin Walker, we were doing our 53-man rushes like, hey, man, I think Kevin Walker is going to make this team. The thick six, by the way, the pick six down there in the Saints. I think he's going to make the squad. I said, I think the one thing that I've learned about Dan Quinn was these guys that they brought in, he had a specific plan. I think the year before that, Nolan brought guys in that were names and kind of fit the team or whatever, but didn't really have like just not a plan in general. I think every guy that they plucked when it came to Dan Quinn mattered. He literally already in his head said, okay, well, I have a plan for you here and I have a plan for you there. Now, I didn't expect the amount of draft picks to make it that did, because you don't see that normally, and that's, a testament to what they believe and how they're turning this defense over and things that happen. But yeah, I mean, because I thought Tank would be out longer for sure than Gallimore, back to that point. And then Tank actually showed up beforehand. And I was like, holy cow, because on Matt O's point, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, man, we ain't going to, man. I said, bro, when that injury happened and everything, I was like, man, we're not going to, they maybe here, maybe there. I was like, man, I hope we get him back maybe 2-3 weeks before the end of the season for the playoff run. And then he showed back up in November, so, I guess it was technically December 1st.
That was December,
yeah.
Technically.
But yeah, man, I mean, that was insane stuff. So, Mary, your expectations?
I mean, I don't want any player on that no-name team to cross the line of scrimmage.
Oh, roll Tide. She hit that. No doubt. Titans. She hit them Titans.
No doubt. I want him to gain another yard. Blitz all night.
Yeah,
all night. Don't cross that line. I'm serious. I mean,
she said she's cutting somebody. If they get across the line, she's cutting them. Mary's about to cut them.
Like, we've seen what they can do, like limited, and we've never seen them all on the field together. So don't let them cross the line of scrimmage then.
That's aggressive.
Then.
That's aggressive.
Like, we're better than them. Don't let them cross the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Hey, look. Mary over here. Hey, look, when she gets in her bag, she gets in her bag. I mean, it is what it is. Remember the Titans? She said, remember the Cowboys. But when you cross the line, it's over.
Fair enough.
It's a wrap.
I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I want no. Hey, look, I tell you, I mean, look, I've been doing this for almost 3 years with Mary. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. As my boy said, hey, Mary chose violence tonight. Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Spooney, man, getting these guys back in, man.
Well, not only us, other defensive coordinators. Matter of fact, the whole NFL world. Remember the Joker from the Batman 1989? The Joker's famous line. He says, where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yeah.
Now that you got everybody on the field at the same time, the plan will be in place for whatever he wanted to do in the beginning. Now you're going to have all the right guys to do what you want to do, and we will be spanking some asses. Plain and simple. And Washington fans, if you'll watch it, we're not talking about the things y'all used to over there. We know what's going on. And RG3 books coming out. Not spanking ass like that. We're talking about the field.
Easy.
I mean, we gotta just keep it buck. But that's what it is. And we get to see it Sunday coming up right here. Listen, I'm not saying Kellen Moore is gonna come up to speed, but you will see that potential when these guys are together. And I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Again, and now we talked about Kellen Moore, all the tools, calling things right, Voch. Now getting all this back in the front line and really letting Dan Quinn, get a little freaky with it, if you will, right? He can kind of do some things now. Yeah, he's done some great things, moving guys here and there, finding guys doing things, and getting these guys in front. I mean, now what do you think this returning to this defensive front is going to do for Dan Quinn and this defense down the stretch?
Well, we've seen all year Dan is taking people that I didn't even think was going to make the team. Like I didn't think Carlos Watkins was going to make the team. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think
Right.
Keanu Neal was going to stay a linebacker. Like people just like collectively hated Van Der Esch, but I've seen this man just kind of take draft picks. Like think about Chauncey just kind of coming in and being somebody, Osa coming in and being somebody. So you mean to tell me I can take these regular miscellaneous folk, give them to Dan Quinn. My country came up. I'm sorry. Give them to Dan.
Give them to Dan Quinn.
Give them to Dan Quinn. I mean, we're trying to clear my speech, man. My bad. Give them to Dan Quinn, and it works, right? So you mean to tell me so I told you earlier, there's a big three at the wide receiver court. There's a big three on our offensive line. We got a big three on the front seven now. Dallas ain't never had that shit before. We have a big three now. Randy, D-Law, and Micah Parsons. You can't double team none of them cheering now, right? And we ain't just talking about
none of them cheering.
Pardon me, my bad. Then there's Osa. Then Osa finally gets a rotation. He tired. He exhausted. He's normally playing 1,000 snaps a game. Let Neville and Tristan get involved now, man. Yeah. This should be fun. This should be fun. The whole talent just bumped up 3 paces, but we kept the Dan Quinn thing. So let's see how much better we can be. If the front seven's better, shit, Anthony Brown might be better. KZ might take a better angle because the front seven is better.
Let's not get crazy, Voch. Let's not get crazy.
Well, let me say this though, sir.
And man,
what happened? What I missed by KZ? Don't hate on KZ now. What happened?
I'm not hating on KZ. You said better angle. I said maybe more catches from the defense.
Fair enough. But but just long story short though, man, like this thing is all gonna kind of gel together. Plus, as an offense, we're trying to get back in our groove going into this thing. We was kind of saying, hey man, if the defense is ranked in the 20s and we're relatively competent, we'll be fine. But the defense been leading this thing. The defense been top 10, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Matt got all the numbers. Please let me know. So while the offense trying to get that groove back, let the defense lead. And, by the time we get the midseason form and, go into the playoffs, we should be good to go. So, hell yeah, Neville and Randy and Osa, and just name all the guys we got. Please, I'm ready for this.
Yeah. Yeah. And right there to kind of pick up what you said, I think to me, the biggest thing, too, is it helps the secondary even more. A team that just came up with 4 interceptions. I don't give a damn who the quarterback was. It is what it is. They caught 4 balls, okay? Yeah. Because we can talk about this team in past for years over years couldn't catch a cold. So they still caught 4 damn balls, right? And now you're getting that on the up front side, which is going to help those guys on the back end even more than where they're at. Because I'm a big believer more in the front 7 than the back half. Because I don't care if you can cover all day, if you can't get no one to get them off their spot or get them off the ball. Doesn't matter. You can only cover for so long in this league, and I'm a big believer in that. I'm right there with you. This helps Anthony Brown. We know what Diggs is. We've seen what Curse has been able to do. I'm right there. It's exciting to know what this defense has done. Matt, where we at +8 right now? +7? Where we at?
It's +7.
Okay, and we said all year, like with the preseason shows, everything. Hey, if we're +8 going to the playoffs, we felt like we had a chance to make some noise in the playoffs, and we're there right now, and that matters a ton. So I'm super excited to see it. I'm super excited what that matters. With the muffler man Heineke, if we stop that run with those beefy guys coming there and the defensive tackle, getting to that pressure, getting him off his mark, let those guys go just feast again. I think this is 4 interceptions last week. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just saying it might be another 3-4 interception game here if they play this thing right.
I mean, Oakland dropped some.
They dropped the game-winning interception for sure. Jesus,
at least 2 they dropped. We would have dropped those.
Yeah, big fix. The last question.
Oakland make me sick. How they just played us so tough.
Oh, I was cussing them out that whole game. I was cussing them out so bad.
They were supposed to be that trash versus us. That made me sick. My bad. Go ahead, man.
No, you good.
Go ahead, man.
You good. No, I feel they couldn't stop that run. That's what we got to do. But with that being said, the last question in the Burning 5 tonight. The most important thing for this Dallas Cowboys team in 2021, down the 5-game stretch, to secure what we think they can go do and be in the right position moving forward. What is the number one thing in your mind that they need to do down the stretch overall?
Healthy. Stay healthy. Shit, don't get hurt.
Stay healthy. Don't get hurt.
That's it.
Mary?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna go with the turnovers. Keep getting those turnovers.
Opportunistic. I like it.
Yeah.
Spooney?
I mean, stay healthy. That's the best answer.
Health is always the number one.
That's always number one. Stay healthy. COVID, with the injuries.
Too.
Shit, we've been COVID down. We need masks for everybody.
You know what? Be responsible when you don't have the uniform on. When it's your time, be responsible. One thing you get in trouble for, it could definitely hurt the team. Be responsible.
That part. Matt Owen, number one thing.
All right, we have 2 on health. I'm going to go with Mary and have 2 on turnovers. We'll leave it up to you, Knicks. But yeah, keep the turnovers going. Like, I do not care how many yards you give up. I don't care how many third down conversions they convert. If you take the ball away and you give an offense with as many weapons as we have, an extra possession or 2, we'll win the game more often than not.
Cowboy fans make me sick when they was watching the Saints game and they was like, but Voch, you saw what Taysom Hill did. What's going to happen when we run into another running quarterback? Bro, the Saints offense didn't do much of shit till like just stop micro worrying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop over obsessing about the small. Bro, if somebody rush for 70 yards, let them rush for 70 yards, bro. We want to win. We don't want points on the board. Once we good, we cool. Let them score.
I mean, my God said, man, COVID, man, the Matrix, the truth. Bro, we've had players miss games for the Matrix. I don't really understand how you want to move around that. We've had coaches, players, the whole 9.
Yeah, we've had
Call it what you want. Matrix be damned. The movie's coming out here soon. Enjoy that on HBO Max or go to the movie theater. But I mean, shit, it don't mean nothing. I mean, it is what it is. It's happened.
I mean, hell, Montez Sweat about to miss this game because
that
of
part.
That
part.
What are the Chargers? They're down like 11 players or something.
Yeah,
like that?
they're down like 11 players.
That's where we're at and what's going on. But so we got 2 healthy. We got 2 turnovers. I could break the tie.
Or you could choose something else.
Go
But I'm gonna let y'all be tied. I'm gonna let y'all just stay. I'm just gonna let y'all be tied. I'm just gonna let y'all be tied. To be honest with you,
but if we healthy, we'll get turnovers. So
right, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just gonna pick something else. That's fair. Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all can argue about which one's bigger. I'm just gonna be. Hey, look, man. Low key. Man, honestly, I think the biggest thing is, I mean, Kellen Moore's got to get back in his bag. I just really do. And look, and it's crazy to say that because this offense struggling to be clear is scoring more points than your offense at their better clip.
Obviously.
Right. But my thing is this, because I'm not, and I'm cheating a little bit down the stretch. That playoffs, when I'm starting thinking about certain teams who are sitting in that playoffs, I need Kellen Moore tuned up past these 5 games for once we're in the playoffs and we're facing different teams with different defenses. That's my key. So, yes, right here, Eagles, Giants, Washington, whatever the fuck their name is, twice. And look, Arizona test, fair enough. I need them to be hitting on cylinders. I need that to get turned up and do the right way so that Kellen, once he gets into the playoffs, doesn't go into a shell and has an issue. I want Kellen to get back his confidence, maybe. Now, I'm not saying he's lost confidence, but maybe a little bit. Maybe he's like, okay, I'm trying to figure it out a little bit, whatever. So I want Kellen to go back in his bag, be confident, doing what he's doing once we hit these playoffs. Hey, man, you want it? Come get it. See these hands. On site, delivery, you're getting these hands, period. Offensively, defensively, it don't matter. It don't let up. It's bang, bang, no matter where you turn. Hell, I want them looking around the second half like, damn, we can't hold the ball. We're getting our ass beat. Damn it, we give it back to them. I want hands on deck, offensively, defensively. I think with everybody coming back defensively, it's about to get to that realm because we've been handing out hands anyways defensively before we got to the, as I like to call, Super Saiyan for my Dragon Ball fans out there. This defense is about to really, really take it to the next level. Mm-hmm. Offensively, little bumps here and there. Here's what I'm saying. Get in that bag, Kellen, because we know you got that bag. Mm-hmm. And these guys are back with all that health and everything else. So once we hit the playoffs, man, we are hitting the playoffs running after this stretch run.
I just want to throw out real quick. So you mentioned our offense when we're struggling is better than their offense when it's at their peak.
Facts.
Washington's on a 4-game winning streak. They're averaging 24 points a game. The Cowboys over the last 4 games, 28.5 points a game. It's not like we're not scoring.
Exactly.
We're still scoring.
But they don't. That's what I'm saying. They don't. But Cowboys fans.
And we're
understand
sad
that.
about this. Also.
We're struggling scoring 28. We're struggling scoring 28.
We're sad.
And people don't understand
And we
that.
upset. Right. We upset. Pissed off.
We upset and pissed off. I'm like, I get it because we're losing games.
We dropped 27 points on a hard Saints defense in New Orleans, and we mad as hell. Boy, that's
no. But Voch, they had the thick 6 and the pick 6. It doesn't count. Yeah, you feel me?
I don't care nothing about that shit.
Exactly. Bruh, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, hey, look, we hit this thing rolling, and this is the best thing because for me, before we got this burning 5, anybody wants to chime in on this, it's an open platform. As much as and as I've said before, man, I have not missed a Cowboys game in over 15, 20. I don't know. I'm old. Voch, by the way. I'm old. Don't let the spoon taste fool you. I'm old. Okay. What I'm telling you is, I don't remember a team at a certain time. And we go back to the 13-307 and different things, whatever. This team, where they're set up with their health coming back to it now and what's in front of them, because we go back and say, look, we told every single person, hey, 8-4, here's the stretch run, here's where we're at. There's not one person who wouldn't say, well, we don't want that. I don't like this. This smells funky. Fuck this. Nah, this is bad. It's set up right there in front of us to turn it on and go get it and go do what we need to do. So for me, I'm like, okay, well then, hell, we healthy. We got him back. The only thing to me is I need Kellen Moore to get back right there. Stay healthy. Facts. That's kind of leaning one way on this little tiebreaker. Stay healthy. Facts. But Kellen, get back in the bag, and then let's just get it going and let's get it moving because this team is set for it, and we just haven't seen that, especially over the past decade or whatever. Getting to the playoffs, different things. It's always been, can you play to get in or rest? Like, man, it's just the right kind of temperament in which you want to hit in today's NFL, in my opinion, which gets me excited.
I hate to be that guy, but it's so easy to blame Kellen Moore. We've had Dak miss throws. We've had receivers drop passes. Like, there's been plays that are drawn up perfectly and we just didn't execute it. Like on that 4th down conversion, if Dak hits CD, it's a touchdown. We had Michael Gallup the week before. Like, there's just times where players have to make plays. The plays drawn up. Like when we went for 2 the week prior, the 2-point conversion attempt was drawn up beautifully. It was a great play. Dalton Schultz just didn't hold his block at all.
Stop.
He just hold it for half second.
That's my problem. But that's my issue. Because as a play caller, is for me to put players in positions to win. I know my tight ends cannot block well. So if I know they can't block well, then I can't put them in a key position and expect them to do something. Go ahead.
Because I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because if you go back and watch that play, everybody want to run up 8 gap. Conor McGovern got his ass smoked on that play. So you either going to put Dalton Schultz to block this damn corner or Conor McGovern to block this damn D tackle that we ain't blocked all day. Fantastic move by Kellen Moore. Because look, this ain't like this ain't like his first down. We on the 2 and we got 4 times to get the touchdown. You can just run that bitch up 8 gap 4. That's another cuss word. You just run it up 8 gap 4 times and hope you get it. You got 1 time to get it on this 2-point conversion. They stacked the box. But there was a 3-on-2. We had 3 offensive players versus they 2. If we get the block, Cedric Wilson walks into that thing. And Dalton Schultz, who has blocked defensive ends on film, who's making me sick. I've seen him block defensive ends on film, got whooped by this cornerback, and I hate it. He got to execute, and that play goes off without a hitch. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's fair. I mean, he struggled at times all year. I mean, it just is what it is. Like, you kind of know your tight ends aren't really great at blocking. Stop putting them in positions to in key. Look, they have to block. They have to play. They have to play and block. I understand. But I'm talking about key.
Dalton Schultz used to beat the shit out of people. I don't know what's going on with him now. That's fair now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But Dalton Schultz was coming out of Stanford. He was a blocking
out of Stanford. Right. I agree. I completely agree. We're talking about now, though. Is what I'm saying.
Block this nickel corner.
Yeah, but. If you know, and again, in any other play, middle of the field, whatever, do that for him. But I'm in a key situation for a 2-point conversion, then I can't hope a guy's going to go do something. I have to understand to go to the bag and something's going to get me there.
Also, too, Knicks, let's be fair. As fans, we can't be like, Kellen get in your bag, because if the play works, he's in his bag and he's creative.
fair.
And if the shit don't work, he's getting cute. We can't be like that. You know
But see,
what I'm
I
saying?
don't. And see, and here's the thing: cute and creative is two different things as well.
It's fair.
I don't like, and that's why I tell people a lot. Don't tell me cute when it's being creative. Don't tell me creative when you call it cute. Like, I think those are two very distinctly different things. Right. There you go. Creative. It wasn't cute. It was creative. See, yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So, again, in my creative part, when I'm talking about Kellen getting into his bag, more so, and let me be clear, let me a little bit of clarity here.
Sure.
I'm talking about the run game. We saw offensive linemen getting pulled.
It was terrible.
Things. But look, we saw the passing game is the passing game for them. But when we talk about this running game in the first half of the season and whatnot, we saw pulling. We saw CeeDee Lamb in the backfield, right? We saw jet sweeps. We saw those things. I need creativity in that standpoint. Or if we're playing a defense that is very hard against the run, then Kellen used the passing game as an extension of the run game. I need Kellen to get back in that creative mode, in that bag. I'm not talking about overall in his bag. So let me be clear here. Sure. I'm saying when it comes to the run game and different things from play calling, I need him in the bag in those ways. I need him to be creative in the run game to generate. Again, whenever they threw a damn toss play to Pollard against the Saints, I damn near fell off the couch at my friend's house, who's a Saints, which, by the way, if you don't know, if you follow me on Twitter, your guy Nix, _guy Nix. I have a great fan. He's a friend of mine. He's a Saints fan. Every game that we play, we have cake. There's pictures there, and whoever wins the game gets to put the cake in the other person's face. Great video. See a Saints fan get some cake in his face. If you want to go check that out. But I just need him creative in the run game and overall when it comes to that. And when it's not working, use the pass game part of the run game. Watch is what I'm talking about when it comes to Kellen Moore getting in his bag.
I feel you.
But that being said,
but shit, block that corner though. But yeah,
go back to week one, Jarwin, on the fourth down with block the not just the corner, block the daggone practice squad safety. Sure. Jarwin, can we do that?
Not only that, like we've had, and I'm not trying to bash Zeke, but we've had at least 3 or 4 situations in the last few weeks, and I get these banged up where he's had one-on-one on the outside with just a linebacker or cornerback to beat and gotten tackled. Like, you need your running back to make a play in that situation to pick up the first down. Sometimes the play's drawn up well, and we just are losing the one-on-one battles too often.
Right. With that being said, that wraps up the burning 5 for the rest of the way for these Cowboys. So we're going to kind of pivot our way a little bit here. We're going to pivot our way over here to, this week's matchup. And, of course, every week, if you tune in, we have our guy, Matt Owen, writer extraordinaire for the Cowboys Wire, right? And he takes us a class. So, Professor O, this week, going into this game in Washington, what do you have for us, ladies and gentlemen? Professor O's class.
Yeah.
What do you have?
So you can see I actually have an article that should be dropping tomorrow, but it's Cowboys Wire, USA Today, cowboyswire.com. So check it out. It's going to be breaking down the matchups. We look at advanced stats like EPA, DVOA, bunch of geeky stuff that you may not know what it means, but I break it down nicely, and it's nicely formatted and easily explained so you can pick up and understand what it is. But a lot of times stats are basically just efficiency. Grading is what we're looking at. But looking at some of the easy things that are kind of tangible is since the bye week, Washington has converted 50% of their third downs on offense, which is number 1 in the NFL. However, for the season, the Cowboys actually have the number 2 defense overall against third down conversions. 31.8% is what teams are converting on us on third down, which is phenomenal. So we're actually doing a pretty good job, even though it may not feel like that some games. Overall, our defense is the number 2 defense in the league on third down conversions, stopping our opponents. One thing I want to mention about the defense, though, that's kind of negative is Washington's allowing a 20-plus yard gain 1 out of every 20 plays. Our defense is allowing a 20-plus yard gain, could be run or pass, 1 out of every 12 plays. It's 30th overall in the league. So that's something that we're going to want to stop is the big chunk plays. Because overall, we're doing a pretty good job of taking the ball away. We're doing a pretty good job of getting off the field on third down. Not doing a good job of eliminating those big plays. And as we know, toxicity and explosive plays generate points. So you want to calm down on that. I did want to talk about something that's a little bit in our favor. The Washington defense is 32nd in points per pass attempt, meaning the more you throw the ball, the better chances you have of scoring against them. They're allowing 0.52 points per pass attempt. Doesn't mean if you throw 50 times, you're going to score 25 points. Just means that more often than not, you're going to score points on their defense. throwing the ball. That's kind of been the formula that's worked against them. I did want to talk about something a little bit more exciting as we progress through the season too. So we're getting to playoff seeding time where how do we clinch the division? What is our path to the number 1 seed? What do we need to do if we want to win the Super Bowl? And what does the rest of the division look like? So we're going to jump in that real quick. So as of today, the Cowboys have a 99.4% chance of making the playoffs. Crazy. 94% chance of winning the division. We have currently a wrong page. Sorry. Currently we have a 8 point. We have an 8.
We gotta find this motherfucker, man. This shit's brilliant. Man.
Yeah.
This motherfucker imitating this shit. I'm just listening to it.
Yeah.
He said all useful information. I'm just tuned in, listen, smile and shit. Go ahead, give us some more.
I appreciate that.
What else they do on 4th down? What else they do? Go ahead, keep going.
So right now we have an 8.2% chance of having the number 1 seed. Obviously, that'll change drastically as the season goes on. We have a 48.6% chance of the 4 seed and a 22.1% chance of getting the 3rd seed. Kind of going into our division, I think most people might think it's interesting since Washington's the 2nd place team currently, but Philadelphia actually has a better chance of making the playoffs than Washington because Philadelphia doesn't play Dallas twice and Washington does. So that kind of goes into it. Looking at Arizona, so they're 10-2 right now. They play the Rams at Detroit, Indianapolis, at Dallas, and Seattle. So looking at their schedule, there's a few tough games there, but honestly, that number 1 seed is going to be hard to get. Green Bay 9-3. They play Chicago, at Baltimore, Cleveland, Minnesota, and at Detroit. Again, you can pick a few games right there that are iffy where we make it wins, or we make it wins in our favor. And then Tampa Bay is 9-3. They have Buffalo, New Orleans, at Carolina, the Jets, and Carolina. So Tampa Bay has the easiest stretch remaining of anybody. Looking at some other things going back to personnel, one thing I want to see more is more 2-back formations. So going back
all year we preach that. Yeah. Tell to him. So
going back to 2018, and I'm not saying that Zeke always had Keith Smith in front of him. However, Zeke's elite days, 2016, 2017, 2018, he had a lead blocker, and especially in those short yardage situations in red zone, we don't have that anymore. You know how many? Just so you guys know.
Stop. They need you to know that they just want you to give them who's going to be who's going to win the Super Bowl. Just go ahead and tell them now. That's what they want.
I don't know.
This man got stats on Keith Smith, please.
Sir, this is why it's called Professor's. Look, it's Professor Zo's class. We got to do this every week.
I'm almost done with my show more often, man. Go ahead, please.
Invite me.
Sorry. Hold on. Spooney, you got your pen. We get our pen out today.
I'm still in here.
Yeah, we didn't take notes.
I got mine. I'm ready. I've been writing the whole time. Look, see?
So 2-back formations this year. So whether that's 21, 20, or 22 personnel, we've only done 2 backs on the same time. 45 plays this entire season.
Oh, shit.
That's 5% of our total snaps. So going back to 2018, mentioning that with Zeke having a lead blocker, we were in 20, 21, or 22 personnel 11% of the time. And when we did that, we averaged 6.1 yards per carry. So it works. You could still have 2 receivers out there. You just get the second running back. It doesn't have to be a lead blocker. It could be Pollard to kind of diversify and force the defense to spread out a little bit, or it could be a lead blocker. We did that a little bit. And of those 45 snaps we've done, a lot of those were Connor McGovern or also Collins when he lined up when we were in those wishbone formations. But I want to see us go back to that more when we're in 12 personnel, because we talked about that earlier. Lions, Browns. Yeah, when we're in 12 personnel, we're still averaging 5.1 yards per
That's
carry
the key,
in
man.
12 personnel right now. But we need to be a little bit more creative when we're in these formations. This is the last stat I have for you. So Washington is in 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight, 3 wide receivers, 74% of the time. And when they're in that formation, which again, they're in 11 more than we are, they're passing the ball 60% of the time. So relatively balanced. 60-40 is pretty balanced in the NFL. We're in 11 personnel 62% of the time, so less than them, but we're passing 72% of the time. Meaning when we're in 11 personnel, we're basically keying to the defense. We're not going to run the ball.
Right.
When we're in 12 personnel, which is only 28% of the snaps now, we're running the ball 64% of the time. So it's the complete opposite of 11, where when we're in 12, you pretty much know we're going to run. So we got to do a little bit better job of splitting that up. But that's all I got for you guys today.
AKA, stop running the ball on first down. Hit that Dom DeMarco.
Oh,
We ain't doing that now.
Yeah, one more time. Hit that one more time. I love the Dom DeMarco. Hit it one more time.
We ain't doing that now.
Hey, man.
I hope
Ladies and gentlemen,
I hope they paying you good over that motherfucker.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is Professor O's class this evening. Hope everybody enjoyed it as always. And tell me where they can find your articles, my guy.
Man.
Yeah, so you can find me on cowboyswire.usa today. I do 2 articles a week. One is the top 5 plays with win probability or win percentage change, and also EPA from the previous game. And then the next one is the advanced stat notebook, where we break down EPA, DVOA, toxicity, and Anya. And yeah, it's fun. So I do want to let you guys know, for anybody who's new and hasn't seen me yet or interacted with me yet, I love stats, obviously, as you can tell. But hit me up on Twitter if you have questions. I'm more than happy to explain things to you. So if you just are like, hey, what's the snap count percentage, or what is the EPA of this player, I'm happy to explain that to you if you ever have a question. So
yeah, about that life. And of course, you can catch all of his, as he just said, we can find his articles also on his Twitter or any of our Twitters. We share them as well. On the backside, if you're in the Star Gang group or the Star Gang, follow the Star Gang page, we post them there every single week on his thing as well. With that being said, that gets us right into, with all those numbers that we just got laid with, noon, if you will, this Washington no-name team. All right, guys. What are you worried about? What do you like? I mean, look, for me, ladies and gentlemen, I don't like, out of the NFC East teams, everybody has their team, right? They have their team. This is my team. I don't like them. I'll never like them. Never will. They voted to not have us in the NFL.
I did do that.
You feel me?
Of course
they voted us not to have us in the NFL. And look, if you hate on me from birth, then I got to have a problem with you for the rest of my life. And that's how I feel about it. And not that I care or have love for any of the other teams, but the Washington team, that's my team. That's when this is whenever you will see me drop memes and do several. I might be a little different outside of character. So yeah, I like the fact that all of a sudden they turn into Eagles fans and they want to chant and we want Dallas and the whole nine. With that preview, to me, the key is easy. Stop Gibson, you win the game. Anybody have a different take or want to spin it a different way?
I mean, that's the main thing. Stop Gibson. Obviously, with any young, inexperienced QB, you got to put pressure on him as well. We talked about a little bit, a lot of interceptions he's thrown have been dropped. Like there's a lot of, and I was literally watching the Oakland game, like Diggs wouldn't have dropped that. Brown wouldn't have dropped that. Like I was literally wouldn't have, it's just not letting him get those easy passes and dropping those interceptions for both. If we get up 10, 14 points, it's a wrap.
Voch?
Whatchamacooches? Listen, man. There's no need to overthink this.
Yeah.
There's no need to overthink this. I know sometimes Cowboy fans can be a little cowardice. I know that sometimes they want to focus on the other side a little bit too much. They want to be concentrated on what the other side does well, that they forget about their own superpowers. They forget about who they are. You know what I'm saying? Somebody on the damn Twitter machine was like, but Voch. Even the Washington backup defensive ends are good, right? But Tyron and Leal still playing. I care nothing. Tyron and Leal, I care nothing about these children. You understand? Like, bro, I went down the depth chart. Up and down the depth chart. There's not a position group that I feel like they have the advantage in. We better than them in everything. And I know as Cowboy fans, you may get pessimistic because you watch your team closely. Ask a Washington football fan. They feel pretty shitty about themselves too. It's just that they can't find, they can't find that real truth in themselves to go against their team. That we want Dallas chant, that's a lie. That's a facade. It's not real. We're only saying that just to make this thing look like a rivalry. Let me tell you, this is not no damn rivalry. That's 7-1 against these children. You know what a rivalry is? Listen, you know what a rivalry is? You got to win some, I got to win some. We got to whoop each other, and that produces a rivalry. This is a chore for us. Yep. They all riled up. They all pissed off. They all angry. We in the back shooting dice. We don't care about playing against these children. We are better than them at every single phase of the game. I have no fear of these children. Cowboy W, 40 burger, straight like that. That's how I feel. What's funny? What are you laughing? I'm
I
serious.
mean, Dak, he, probably files them his taxes. I'm just saying.
So Voch said he wants a 40 burger. So rewinding back in the past, the
There's
New
a
York
stat for
Giants,
this.
right?
There's a stat for this, please. Come on, go ahead.
It's not even a stat actually in this time.
Okay, go ahead.
The New York Giants were like, we want Dallas. There was all the Dallas chants.
This is a stat.
Put up 40
actually,
points
man.
on them. Oh, I guess so.
This is a stat, man. This
We
is
put
a
up
stat.
40
of the
we
time.
put up
No,
40
no, wait. Forget the Giants. I mean, go back to Philly. Start with Philly.
Yeah, starting with Philly. So
Start
Philly wore
with
the
Philly.
T-shirt, right? With the
Dallas.
Cowboys
Yeah, the
helmet, beat
T-shirts.
Dallas, put up 40 on them.
Yeah.
Then immediately after that, the Giants were like, we want Dallas. We
Yeah.
want Dallas chanting. Put up 40 on them.
Yeah.
Now we have the Washington team doing the exact same thing. Like, nobody learns. Like, these chants don't work. It doesn't help you. It's not going to help you. Again, and to Voch's point, like, people are worried about so much on the other team. Like, imagine having Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and being worried about Taylor Heineke. Really?
Hold on,
about
man.
him?
Hey, somebody clip that. Hold on,
You know
wait.
what?
Somebody clip that. Because that boy man said, worry about Taylor Heineke.
You know what? The Cowboy fans up here worried about Zeke, sir. Cole Holcomb. You know what I'm saying? That's scary. Some jabroni named Casey Toohill. You know what I mean? They got a cat over there named Cheese Man. Cheese Man. You kidding me? You kidding
You
me?
really think in the Washington locker room, they're just sitting there saying, man, we got Taylor Heineke.
David Mayonnaise gonna do it for you? Cameron
Will
Curl
Spooney.
is gonna do it?
Washington football team.
It's 45. It's 45-14.
Oh,
I already had my score already. I was waiting for to be asked. I'm ready.
hey, there's nothing else to say. So say, hey, man,
It's nothing else to say. Listen, the preacher
Eric Flowers.
below us, he preached the choir. I mean, what else to talk about? I mean, the band is back together. I'm gonna save for my minute, but
wait, no minute no more. Hold
I'm
on,
save it.
wait. For ladies and gentlemen, we have a segment coming out. It used to be called Spooney's Minute. If you never tuned into a Spooney's Minute, the one thing we can tell you is never a minute. But we had to change it. My guy Matto, we talked about it last week. Mary was gone. When the cat's away, the mice will play. So we have pivoted this thing to Spooney's sermon is what we've come up with. But on a real note, real quick, before we get over there, divisional game could be rainy, could be bad, weather-wise, whatever. I don't give a damn. It just doesn't matter. Like, this team is back. It's healthy. It's what it needs to be. And my guy 94, he was here last week. Yes, it's Spooney's sermon. That's where we're at right now, 94s. That's what we want to call it. But it just doesn't really matter. Look,
Eric Flowers over there. Eric Flowers. The game Neville Gallimore coming back. Eric Flowers playing guard. Please.
My guy Sean said the Washington Mudbugs. You know what though? The score wise,
Cam Sims. What's he doing on your fantasy team? Cam Sims, wide receiver. What are you doing? If I ain't say wide receiver, you didn't know what position Cam Sims play. Y'all worry about the Washington damn football people. Please, man. Go ahead, Spooney. What you got, man?
But look, so real quick, across the board, Cowboys win. We can pivot. Right, Cowboys win. Everybody. I don't think we need to say anything else. Right, Cowboys win. Anybody got a disagreement there? Cowboys win. Walking away.
By the way, the weather in Landover is going to be 50 degrees and cloudy.
No rain.
No
Even better.
rain. Winds at 11 miles per hour.
Good football weather.
Yeah.
With that being said, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Once upon a time, for 2+ years, this was called Spooney's Minute. We would have Mary come out here, get her clock on, and he would always go over anyways. So last week, Mary, this is all your fault because you were not here. You was out there. Where were you at again?
I was in Aruba wilding out.
Yeah. You was out of the country, and damn it, Mary, you can't leave us alone if you're out of the country. So now it's no longer Spooney's Minute. You did this.
Mary, let me tell you something. The key word in vacation is vacate. You ain't got to tell nobody where the hell you was. You ain't You ain't got to tell the people.
Oh, it's afterwards. Not before, but just afterwards.
Just
it's
leave.
fine. But with that being said, Spoon, by all means, your sermon.
Well, before I start, I want to share with Cowboy Nation real quick. the disgusting message we got from the WFT fans.
Oh.
See, WFT, we all know is Washington football team.
Oh.
But to us, it means Washington fans trash.
Okay.
Washington fans trash.
Okay.
I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick.
What is?
Oh goodness. Oh goodness.
Mm.
Oh goodness.
All right, Spoon.
They mean that shit too.
All right, Spoon. We get it.
Oh, they're having a parade.
Oh, they got a.
They're throwing beads out there. Hey.
What are they like? Really?
Oh, that's making
This
sense.
is
All right.
cringy.
Now, in this division, the New York team, the New York Giants, in my hometown, New York, they called us out. The team that smells like shit called us out. We spanked them. The Philadelphia Eagles, the team who eats shit, we spanked them. Washington football team, you have not learned anything, I guess, from the ass whipping that we put on them other teams. See, you're the team that talks a lot of shit. Now, the one thing I don't like is you're going to talk about Tyler Heineken. That motherfucker played in the XFL and couldn't win a starting fucking job. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? Tyler Heineken? What the fuck does he have over Dak Prescott? Let's be honest, Washington.
Preach.
What does he have? The only thing he had, he's close. He can probably promote Heineken, but guess what? They too fucking drunk to even give him that type of contract because he ain't shit.
Perfect.
He ain't shit, y'all. You stay here, you stay there, and you call us out in the parking lot, in the restaurant, X, Y, and Z. You want us. Here's the thing, Washington. You ain't us. You want to be like us, but you ain't gonna beat us.
Ooh.
That's a fact. When I come to that fucking stadium, when I get there, and when I'm sitting down in my fucking seat, by the first quarter, y'all motherfuckers better bounce. Because that's our house. Everywhere we go in the NFC East, we claim our house, my house. That's our house. You're gonna call us out because you beat a 3-17 at home? Are you serious? Are you serious? And you rely on Tyler Heineken? Scary Terry? What's so scary about Scary Terry?
Nothing.
What's so scary about him? He's worse than the fucking shit stain on anybody's drawers.
Yeah.
Oh my
What
God.
has he done?
Oh my God.
What has he done?
Oh my God.
We want to talk about now the receiving corps that we have. Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
Listen, let me tell you something right here. Y'all corners, the secondary, the whole secondary.
Oh, Jesus.
Right now, they right now at church praying to the Lord. Praying to the Lord that it rains, it pours. Hell, maybe they cancel the fucking game. Because guess what? You can't cover what the fuck we bring to the table, Washington. You can't. You just can't.
That's like $50.
Gibson. Now, see, BJ Nix. I'm going to tell you something about BJ Nix, y'all. BJ Nix was right. He hates Washington. Hell, the doctor who delivered them smacked him in the ass as a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He was a Washington fan. BJ went back to the hospital and smacked the shit out of him. I'm holding up now.
Oh my Lord.
That's how much he don't like Washington. I don't like Washington. BJ don't like Washington. Mary doesn't like Washington. Professor O doesn't like Washington. Voch doesn't like Washington.
Goddamn right.
Cowboy Nation, we can't stand Washington at all. We was generous to say 45-14. Very generous.
Put the phone down. Don't worry about it. Put the phone down.
I'm just
It's
telling
gonna be
you
more.
how long the sermon lasts.
It may be more. Understand something, Cowboy Nation. What we're going to see coming up this Sunday is going to be run the fucking table. Run the table. It's going to happen. The storm is coming, y'all. You have been warned. You have been warned. Washington football team. Let me tell you something real quick. Last thing right here.
Real quick.
We got RG3, right, writing a book about snitching on all the issues Washington was doing, right? We got email that hasn't come out yet, right? But hey, guess what? Star Gang, we sent the email to Washington. Yes, we did. We sent one right here. And to clarify it, because, again, we don't want to be called by the feds of any activities going on. I'm going to send the message right here. And maybe I can read it. I'm going to show it real quick. I'm going to read it to y'all right here.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
To Washington football team, Stargate Podcast would like to inform you that Dallas Cowboys are traveling to Washington to spank some masses. Just to clarify, the spanking will be on the field because we all know what you guys are doing in the background. Pay attention to this matter. Email sent.
Hey, man. Hey. Every week.
Sir, let me just, sir, please, my goodness. My goodness, please.
Hey, every week, every Wednesday, 8 p.m., you get some you get some Spooney. Hey, man, this is what we do, man. And we have a good time with it. My guy said, it's cold, Spoon. It's cold with the email, cuz. It's cold.
What I love about Spoon is if you just look at him right now, like if I don't have that energy level, but if I was like that, I would not be able to just like calm, collected, like nothing just happened. Like,
that's his mad face.
Yeah. He's like, Hulk, and what's your secret? I'm always angry. I'm always angry. Hey, man. Hey, look. Hey, Voch, real quick, man. We appreciate you. I told you an hour. I know you was worried. No, I am going to get you out of here at an hour and 31.
Good. Chilling, man.
You're chilling? Oh.
No,
don't tell him that.
He's lying. Don't take it because the second and third round of the draft, we were until 4 a.m. after the draft.
I'm not gonna be nowhere at 4 a.m., sir.
If you're chilling,
I was being polite.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, look. Hey, don't be polite. Be real, because I'll keep your ass on here. It is what it is. Now, with that being said, man, we're just having a good time, man. Hey, for everybody that came along, from Voch, from our longtime listeners, everything, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us as always. Man, clap it up for our guy Voch for coming through, man. He jumped into space. We had a good time over there on the Twitter space in low-key for an announcement. I've been kind of doing the Twitter spaces sporadically here and there. I've had a good turnout all across the board. I am going to start doing these every Friday. We're going to call it we go to the bar, the happy hour. Every Friday, I'm going to start doing the happy hour Twitter space around 5, 6 o'clock Central Time. Get in there, have a good time. We'll see what happens. Of course, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll do even more on that. And you never know. These guys across the panel could be in there. We've had everybody from left, right, and everything that comes in. If you don't like me, you might like some other people. Hey, man, love you texting. But yeah, you already know what it is, man. Love you texting.
Real quick, for people that haven't been on a Twitter space, tell them what it is.
So the Twitter space basically is you ain't going to see our faces. So, you can come naked if you want to. You want to be bucket naked? We don't care. We can't see you.
You better not.
You can do what you want to do. But with that being said, we just have a good time. We talk. You do what you want to do. If you want to talk to us, I'm not just coming in over here. You hit the button, request a mic, get it off your chest, talk directly with us here and there. We just kind of rotate and have a good time. Just talk Cowboys football and, whatever it is that we got to do and go forward from there. So, yeah, man, it's a fun time. It's a good time. Hell, and look, if you me on Twitter space, I might go 6-7 hours. I tried to be easy last Friday. I got off that somebody got me to go back on again. I had to tell my guy Voch and Koya. I was like, well, I guess I am going to midnight after all. So it is what it is, right? But with that being said, Voch, not that they don't know where to find you already, but let's roll the red carpet for our guy Voch, man. Clap it up for him once again. Tell the people where they can find you if they live underneath the rock and don't know who you are. But by all means, sir.
Appreciate y'all for having me and all that. Humbly, big respect. I loved every minute of it. You know what I'm saying? Sitting next to Mary, Spooney cussing 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Matt with the numbers. Please go follow Matt on. Follow everybody on Twitter respectfully, but but go follow Matt for real. You know what I'm saying? But I'm Voch Lombardi on everything. Follow Voch Lombardi on Twitter. Also VOCHLOMBARDI. I'm either talking shit about Cowboy haters and Cowboy fans, or I'm giving some real life information over on my YouTube channel. I break down film and talk some other real stuff over there. So appreciate y'all, man. This is a thing. You know, this community thing. We don't say it lightly. You know, when we get people from other teams to come in our chat boxes, that shit ain't no accident. Like, Cowboys do it best. So Cowboys content creators, we them ones, you know what I mean? So we just gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep blowing up, and everybody's gonna prosper. And we gonna eat off this thing. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that part. And of course, across everybody here, their face, that's everybody's Twitter. Go follow everybody on the panel and whatnot. Again, Facebook, Stargame, come through that way, and come into the group and whatnot. And of course, if you're sub to the channel now, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central, we go live, do the show. Sometimes we're sporadic, and then of course we tune up and we really gear up the off-season content with the draft stuff and different
and
things
draft.
like that.
I was just about to say, when Cowboy season over with, I gets busy with draft. I put the satin on the panties and draft. Please come follow me on that, please.
Yeah, same thing. Hey, man, time we got to do some stuff, because same thing this way. We definitely tune up during that time and have a good time with it. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all very much. Appreciate you rocking with us. Last word, Mary. Last word.
Spooney went for 6 minutes.
Okay.
Also, we didn't pick the score.
40-something.
Cowboys by a country mile.
To teams.
Cowboys by a country mile.
I feel that. I feel it. I rock with it.
That part. Professor O, last word for you tonight, sir.
Yeah, I'm just going 41-17, and we're going to have 3 picks.
Let's go.
Nice.
Spooney, last word for you tonight, my man.
Dominate, then we celebrate.
That part. Appreciate you as always. You have a great night. Thank you for working with us. Go Cowboys.